This week, we're talking to someone who has played Han Solo, multiple stormtroopers, and countless other characters in Star Wars movies, games, and toys.
Plus, we've got your first look at Padme in the latest Thrawn novel. Can you tell Padme's hair from Thrawn's?
They're both beautiful.
They both comb 100 times on each side every morning.
This is the Star Wars Show from the Lucasfilm headquarters in San Francisco. Here's your hosts, Andy and Anthony.
Hello and welcome to the Star Wars Show, the only Star Wars show on the internet whose staff celebrated a week off by getting deathly ill.
That's right, holidays and barbecues are for suckers. It's all about bed rest and soup.
Nothing says summer fun like a hot bowl of soup.
We are party people. Let's go to the news.
Party so hard. Thrawn Alliances, the new novel from Timothy Zahn, recently revealed the SDCC exclusive cover of the book, complete with a messy-haired Thrawn and a concerned-looking Anakin, but that's not all that's coming before the book goes on sale on July 24th.
StarWars.com has not only landed an excerpt from the book and an audio clip, but also this brand new poster featuring Padme on Batuu.
The excerpt reveals Padme investigating the disappearance of an old friend while she struggles with her ship above the surface of Batuu.
You can read or listen to the excerpt right now on StarWars.com.
Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes is celebrating the 15th anniversary of BioWare's Knights of the Old Republic by adding some of the most beloved characters from the game to Galaxy of Heroes.
We're talking light side companions like Jedi Bastilla Shan, Jedi Jolee Bindo, the Twi'lek Mission Val, Zalbar the Wookiee, and T3M4.
The first drop of the new characters is coming to the game this week, with more to follow as the month of July rolls on.
For more information, check out this link.
San Diego Comic-Con kicks off next week, and Gentle Giant has a couple more exclusives coming your way in the form of enamel pins.
First is a set of blind boxes in the style of the old school Kenner action figures with Han, Chewie, Vader, a stormtrooper, and a secret chase variant. Next up is the Cantina Adventure set featuring Kenner-style Greedo, Ponda Baba, Hammerhead, and Snaggletooth.
They're also offering convention-exclusive AT-AT, Porg, Dianoga, and Thala, Siren, and Green Milk combo packs.
There's a limited quantity of all these pins set aside for active members of Gentle Giant's Premier Guild Collector Club and are available now.
For more on the pins, check out GentleGiantLTD.com.
And while we're on the subject of San Diego Comic-Con, we here at the Star Wars Show are proud to be the first to announce who will be joining Dave Filoni on stage during the Clone Wars 10th anniversary panel.
Filoni will be joined by Clone Wars producer Athena Portillo, composer Kevin Kiner, as well as the voice of Ahsoka Tano Ashley Eckstein and the voice of Anakin Skywalker Matt Lanter.
The panel takes place on Thursday, July 19th at 11:45 a.m., and we can assure you, you will not want to miss this stroll down memory lane.
Last week, Lucasfilm and StarWars.com announced the Star Wars Fan Awards, a new awards competition and ceremony celebrating fan creativity in the Star Wars galaxy.
We are talking cosplay, visual art, fan films, and more.
There are three main genres of competition: video, photos, and visual art, each with their own specific subcategories.
A complete list can be found on StarWars.com and StarWarsFanAwards.com, with submissions opening on July 18th and closing on September 17th. Winners will be chosen by a panel of Lucasfilm judges, as well as an audience award that will be decided by you, the fans.
Best of all, winners will be announced during a very special episode of the Star Wars Show later this year.
For more details, head to StarWars.com.
The Star Wars Show presents Everything is Important. This week, Ponda Baba. Limited to 48 seconds of screen time, Ponda Baba, often referred to as Walrus Man, was the short-tempered, orange jacket-sporting Aqualish and barfly of Mos Eisley who felt like picking a fight with Luke Skywalker. His unwarranted anger forced Obi-Wan Kenobi to save Luke from danger, but in turn caused a scene and alerted this blabbermouth to rat them out to some sand troopers. So without Ponda Baba, Han, Chewie, Luke, and Obi-Wan could have made a slick getaway towards rescuing the princess, and if they left unnoticed, they wouldn't have been pulled in by the tractor beam, forcing Obi-Wan to disable the beam and have his fatal run-in with Darth Vader. No! And if it wasn't for Ponda Baba, Obi-Wan might have escaped the Death Star and went back to his life on Tatooine and maybe even intercepted Boba Fett's delivery of Han Solo to Jabba the Hutt. You know, if he was just hanging out in the desert. Thanks, Walrus Man!
Today we have my friend David W. Collins here! Yay! We were talking about making this happen, I think at the Solo red carpet.
At the Solo red carpet, yeah.
And
by the way, I'm not used to being asked questions. I'm used to asking them, so this is a new experience for me.
We're just chatting here. I think one of the things, though, that we've never actually discussed is your path to Star Wars. Because you've been with LucasArts and Sky Sound since the 90s.
Yeah.
Growing up as a music and movie-loving kid in Northern California, it seems like a good path.
I had some idea, I guess, but I didn't realize that Lucas was so closely located to where I grew up in Vacaville, California. I had no idea. And when the special editions came out, I was just starting to enter the workforce, and so I applied for an internship at Skywalker Sound, and I got it and started at the scoring stage at Skywalker Sound, and that was the same month that The Phantom Menace came out, 1999. And then I was there for about a year, and then moved to LucasArts and worked on dozens and dozens of Star Wars video games. When I was at LucasArts, I started doing all these scratch voices, and eventually was put into games like Knights of the Old Republic and things like that. at as an alien and joined the union because they wanted to use my voice. Years later, being on the ADR stage doing voiceover for the movies together with Matthew Wood, who's now my boss. It's a big circle, a lot of different moving parts, but it just comes from, as you know, a love of Star Wars. You just love it, and so you want to be involved and you want to spend creative energy on it. And I feel very, very, very lucky to have the opportunity to do it. And so I just throw myself at it mercilessly.
Yeah, you've been like living the hardcore Star Wars life for some time now. Like,
I guess so.
You mentioned the additional voices stuff. I definitely wanted to get into that because that's something that really interests me, the whole loop group thing, that you have this core of people who do all of these background voices and you don't really think about who does that.
A lot of it is made up on the spot. We come together in a room, there's usually about 25 of us on the Disney lot, and we just record everything from crowds to soldiers to murmurer in the back of the control room.
Well, yeah, you and Sam also have kind of that running gag now, the two ship-obsessed stormtroopers.
Ridiculous. We didn't plan it. We didn't say anything to each other. He just said, hey, did you see the new T-17s? Referring to the BT-16s from the original Star Wars. And we improvised that conversation. Everybody laughed. We did it a second time, and it's in the movie. And then so we did it again for Rogue One with the two stormtroopers walking on the beach, calling them 15s. In The Last Jedi, it's actually in there as well when they're trying to break in on Snoke's ship in order to stop the hyperspace tracker.
Yeah.
And then in Solo, it actually became a thing where he sat me down and he's like, okay, now you have to go through and find the spot we're going to put this in. And it was recorded, I think, on the very last day. If you're on Mimban, the mud troopers are in the trenches. And the one that made it in was, I say to Sam, the 15s are down. And he says, we walk from here, which is a Temple of Doom reference.
John Williams is obviously a big inspiration for you. You've got a couple podcasts that you've been working on, Star Wars Oxygen, which was all about John Williams' score, and now the soundtrack show.
Yeah.
It's cool that you've carved out this really well-researched and like thoughtful niche in discussing soundtracks.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I love it, and I love thinking about it, and I just wanted to talk about broader soundtracks, and it's very difficult to do a show about soundtracks and not talk about John Williams all the time. I didn't realize there'd be such a great response to it, but it's been fantastic to do, so I just kind of keep going and hope people get something out of it.
Are you going to do a Boss Baby episode?
I should do a Boss Baby. Speaking of which, Boss Baby back in business, 13 episodes now streaming on Netflix. I play the dad.
Thanks for coming by. It's really good to have you around.
Oh, yeah. Wait, are we not going to talk about Boss Baby? Seriously?
Oh. Who knew our very own David Collins was a man of so many talents?
I did. I knew.
That was rhetorical patter.
I knew that as well.
Since Comic-Con is taking place next week, we thought it would be fun to see you and your Star Wars doppelganger.
So if you look like someone from the Star Wars universe or have, say, a pet that looks like a Wookiee or Ewok, we want to see it. Snap a selfie and send it to us using the very good hashtag #TwinSons, and we'll feature our favorites here next week.
Love that hashtag. And like we ask at the end of every episode, remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, download the Star Wars app, talk to us in the community tab on YouTube, and be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes.
I think that's another franchise.
Sue me.
Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.
I've been working on my air guitar.
I can tell. It's coming along beautifully.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Air guitar comes whenever you feel, don't you worry. I do air French horn.
You are a pioneer, sir.
It's Peter and the Wolf.